The impact of philanthropy is felt for generations. Research, both applied and theoretical, has the potential to remove obstacles, to clear paths, to cure disease, to address societal ills, to even the playing field without destroying the drive to improve and achieve. Everything begins with Georgia Tech students.
Our students here are so brilliant, and they've been brilliant their entire life. They're so creative, they're so driven, they've worked so hard to get to Tech. I've been to other schools where the spirit is based around athletics or sports or those types of things, but here it's based on innovation.
Our students are ambitious and entrepreneurial. Programs like CreateX teach them how to create and launch their own businesses.
CreateX gave me the confidence to know that I can run my own business.
CreateX validated my idea and gave me confidence that I didn't have before to be an entrepreneur.
The coolest thing about CreateX is as students, we've had the opportunity to build businesses, each with a huge market and a big impact on the world. That's an incredible start to our careers.
There's no other time in your life where you'll get the trust, the mentorship, and the funding to pursue your own ideas. CreateX does just that.
Eddie Motorworks is a CreateX success story.
Hi, my name is Ben Horst, and I am the president and co-founder of Eddie Motorworks. Eddie Motorworks is a custom electronic vehicle shop. So what we do, mainly we take classic vehicles from the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and we swap out the powertrain with a modern one, a completely electric one based on Tesla Model S batteries and motor systems. So what that gives you is a classic, very unique vehicle, like a Mercedes or a DeLorean, but with the modern efficiency and reliability of the electric cars that you see today. Before CreateX, I really had no intention of starting my own company or anything like that. I knew that I wanted to be my own boss at some point. I didn't think that would be in the form of running my own company right out of school.
Georgia Tech's commitment to research is well known. The burgeoning field of robotics offers multiple research opportunities.
The future of robotics is all the things we haven't even imagined that robots can do for us.
The Institute for Robotics and Intelligent Machines brings together engineers, computer scientists, psychologists, and even artists to develop and design the next generation robot technologies that will truly enhance the human experience.
This is the Robotarium, which is a remotely accessible swarm robotics lab where people from all over the world can upload code and run experiments remotely on our glorious swarm of robots. What people will see when they walk by are robots doing stuff. So large teams of robots, either on the ground or in the air, assembling shapes or covering areas or pretending to be cars in traffic or tractors out on a field. But they may also see, to be honest, really bad experiments, because that's research too. And finding out that something doesn't work is sometimes as valuable as finding out that it works. There are lots of people with really good ideas, but that can't actually put them on real platforms. This is solving that. If you have a good idea, you should be able to run your idea and test it on real robots. This is going to be a model for how one will think about research instrumentation broadly. And Georgia Tech gets to be on the forefront, actually leading the charge for the next revolution or the next wave of what research labs should and could be.
Georgia Tech researchers are designing robots and devices to assist patients of all ages.
When I applied to grad schools, I knew Georgia Tech was my top choice. I was getting into artificial intelligence and some machine learning principles, and I noticed that a lot of these systems didn't work well on children. I really want to have the robot be able to analyze the child in a similar way that humans do when we interact with each other. And I feel like that interaction is such a key part of human-to-human interaction. And if we want robots to serve in these spaces in the same way that humans do, I feel like some basic things that they need are to be able to communicate. When we teach robots how to recognize these similar trends, or in my case, how to recognize emotions, it all starts by having this large data set of images. In most cases, the images that we have are annotated by humans that have agreed and said, okay, this is a data set of, say, 1 million images, And each image has a label that humans agreed upon. This is happy, this is angry, this is surprised, this is sad. And when you have hundreds of examples of happy and hundreds of examples of sad, using all of this to make a very sophisticated guess of how the person they're interacting with might be feeling.
His name is Amir. It was shortly after birth. They knew it was something wrong with him.
He has severe tracheomalacia and severe bronchomalacia. Really, the problem is that if the airway is a tube, that our patient's tube was being compressed or smashed to the point where he couldn't move in the air. And it was, basically, it was almost like he was choking to death. He was choking himself to death. So this was life-threatening. Fortunately, one of the folks that developed a novel treatment using 3D printed material to support and prevent the floppiness from occurring is actually here at Georgia Tech now. In the operating room, we had over 40 different sizes from which to choose, just because it was so critically important that we have exactly the right fit. It really is kind of like the finding the Goldilocks moment of, aha, this is just right.
About 2 years ago, we were approached by a group of surgeons and medical doctors from Piedmont Hospital. And what they wanted was a 3D printed heart valve. What Piedmont wants to do is to use this 3D printed valve as a test piece that can maybe validate their selection of the stent that are put into the patient. They want to make sure that they select the right size. They try the right location so that they can optimize their surgery.
Tech students, faculty, and research staff take the health of the planet seriously.
Here at Georgia Tech, my lab is really focused on generating what we call ultra-high resolution records of past climate change. And we have been working with corals in this case. We work with cave stalagmites. We need to understand the natural variations that have occurred in climate of the past in order to differentiate the climate changes that are occurring today. So we're really, in fact, tripling the amount of data available from the tropical Pacific, from fossil coral records of El Nino for the last 7,000 years. This provides a clear and very large data set for a very important natural climate cycle that may be changing under rising CO2 levels.
One of the most important things in the climate change solution space is not necessarily the technical solutions which are out there, but it's getting the buy-in at the various levels of the company.
So much of what we task our students to do in the classroom is 100% abstract, but what this provides is real-world experience building.
It's a priority of our foundation to identify meaningful ways to scale carbon-friendly solutions that can do their part in helping to reverse global warming. And we've been absolutely thrilled to see these students take very seriously the job of reducing carbon in new and innovative ways.
We invest in high-impact sustainability research. We educate students at the undergraduate and graduate levels, and we support robust corporate sustainability initiatives.
Our faculty expertise lies in 4 areas of current business relevance: circular economy and sustainable supply chains, social performance and human rights, carbon-conscious business, and finally, sustainability innovation and ESG leadership.
The key point is that we're all in this together. We're facing a number of significant societal challenges, whether it's climate change, improvement in human rights, or managing waste. Business has to be part of the solution.
We want this to be the building that keeps on giving. And when it's finished, it will continue to inspire, to be an impetus for bringing new materials, new ways of building, new ways of using water, and saving energy.
The lessons I believe that we learn here at Georgia Tech will be invaluable in helping the entire state, rural areas, urban centers move forward and take advantage of the clean energy economy.
Sustainability is not just about protecting the environment. It is about creating a strong, equitable community, and through the efforts of all the students on campus, Georgia Tech has strived to become the epitome of a sustainable university.
The Digital Integrative Liberal Arts Center conducts interdisciplinary research that examines the confluence between digital media and applied digital scholarship, the humanities, and the social sciences. The Ivan Allen College offers a full range of undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral programs, all of which approach the humanities and social sciences through the lens of technology. The reimagined Georgia Tech Library provides research and learning opportunities to meet the needs of today's students and scholars.
We are Library Next. We are redefining the research library of the 21st century. We've created an environment where scholars can access the vast digital cloud of humanities recorded knowledge. Here, interdisciplinary teams think across academic boundaries to develop future technologies. We've created a magical place. Quiet spaces where people discover ideas that will spark their life's work in the company of other explorers. We are Library Next, showcasing the best of the past to the seekers and thinkers of the future.
Project Engages offers juniors and seniors in Atlanta Public Schools the opportunity to conduct actual research with Georgia Tech master's students.
Project Engages is a high school research program that allows seniors and juniors in Atlanta Public School systems to come to Georgia Tech and do research in our labs.
They gave me so much responsibility from the beginning, and they believed in me. They believed that I can do it, and I was like, wow.
I love being in the lab. It's so much fun. The hands-on aspect of it is just amazing.
Every day there's a new challenge to be set and to be accomplished.
Providing opportunities and access to vulnerable populations is the cornerstone of Georgia Tech's Excel program.
When students with intellectual disabilities graduate high school, a lot of times there aren't many options for them, whereas traditional students have over 7,000 options. This year, students with intellectual disabilities had about 200. For a national average, when you have students graduating high school every year with a range of abilities and disabilities, that's just unacceptable. So Georgia Tech decided to step in, and we said, what can we do to provide a continuing education experience in a true college environment?
Excel is a 4-year college program where students complete 2 certificates in social engagement, academic enrichment, and career exploration. They will have the opportunity to develop a social network, to be included in college classes alongside their traditional Georgia Tech peers, to explore career opportunities through internships and jobs, and then to follow up post-college by applying for those jobs. Anybody who's ever been excluded knows that to be included is gigantic. It's no longer acceptable for certain parts of our population to be excluded. Students that complete programs like ours are more likely to live independently, have a job that they like, and to have a developed social network.
If you want the world to be a better place, invest in creative thinkers, problem solvers, and world changers. Invest in those who ask why not, and how. Invest in people and initiatives that are fearless and brilliant, hopeful and optimistic. Bring your dollars and your dreams to Georgia Tech. Join us in creating the next.